drum is perhaps the oldest musical instrument in the world, with every society employing it in varying degrees. However, it is most revered among the people of Africa, where it comes in various forms, one of which is the talking drum. The talking drum is an hourglass-shaped drum with a drum on each hand. The two drum heads are connected with leather. Is bigger and well decorated with shauride, which are bells that add rhythm to its tonality. Gogo fingertips are used to modulate. Iyailu and gogo are played with a curved beater called opailu. The talking drum has its origin among the Yoruba tribe, which dominates the western region of the present-day Nigeria. We visited the Institute of African Studies in the University of Ibadan, southwest Nigeria, and were received by Dr. Olushola Ishola. During our stay in the institute, we met with Associate Professor Oluyemi Olaniyan, who spoke to us about how this wonderful drum came to be.
Anya is said to be the founder of the talking drum. And we learned that Anya got the inspiration to make the talking.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the news at 7. I am Oluwabukola Akonde on the news. An unspecified number of armed bandits, armed with AK-47 rifles on Saturday evening, attacked the Igwe-Iben train station in Edo State. In a statement signed by the Edo State Police Public Relations Officer, Chidi Uwambuzo, the bandits were shot into the air, kidnapped unspecified number of passengers who were waiting to board the train to Warri, leaving many injured. The statement also added that the area commander, Iwa, and the DPO Igwe-Iben Division has visited the scene of crime with members of Edo State Security Network, while bush-combing operations have commenced in order to rescue the victims and arrest the fleeing kidnappers. Federal government has condemned the kidnapping of passengers at Tomis Ikim Street Station, Igwe-Iben, Edo State. Statement from the Director of Press, Federal Ministry of Transportation, Ensha Ibukike, stated that security agencies are making efforts to rescue the kidnapped passengers and have mobilized more security personnel to protect life and properties at the train stations of Ajako, Juta at Warri Rail Line. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has announced the indefinite shutdown of AKN Stadium in Edo State. On the close number of train passengers and NRC staff were kidnapped on the 7th of January 2023 at the Tom Ikeme train station, Igwe-Iben, Edo State. In an effort to ensure administrative and operational efficiency in the Nigerian Army, amidst recent operational successes recorded in combating emerging security challenges, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, has approved the redeployment of Major Generals and Brigade Generals, among several others, senior officers across Nigeria Army formations and units in the country. Those affected in the redeployment include some principal staff officers of the Army quarters, corps commanders, commandants of Nigerian Army Training Institution, brigade commanders, commanding officers, and several others. According to Army spokesman Brigadier General Oyema Nwachukwu, notable among the new general's officers, commanding appointees and major generals, Ali from Headquarters 3 Division to Theater Command, as the new Theater Command Joint Task Force Northeast Operation, Ajin Kai, Major General A.B. Ibrahim from Army Quarters Department of Training to Headquarters 3 Division as the new GOC, as well as the Commander Operation Safe Aiding, Major General A.S. Chinade from Headquarters 2 Division to Headquarters 82 Division as GOC, while Major General G.M. Morkit is assumed command as the GOC 8 Division and Commander Operation Ajami Jadin from Army Headquarters Department of Police and Plan. The Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Baji Bamila, today visited some agencies within Surulere local government area on a door-to-door campaign. Local government chairman and other cabinet officers walk into NTA Lagos Channel 10 railway compound, Nathan Street, Area C, Police Command, Federal Fire Service, and Small London, and ended the words talking to some residents on the need to vote for the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Babajide Sanwo-Olu campaign team. He encouraged them to ensure a peaceful democratic transition. And that ends the news at 7. I am Oluwabukola Akonde. Good evening.
The children are our future, so it's crucial to communicate with them on Family Talk with Lamide. Join us on Family Talk with Lamide as motivational TV personality. Lamide Adeniran delivers leadership and human capacity development content to our future leaders within and outside Nigeria. We also tackle social ills like bullying, drug abuse, peer pressure, depression, internet fraud, and many more. Family Talk with Lamide, it's all about us. Now soon on
Good evening and welcome to yet another edition of our program, Democracy Watch, a current affairs program of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Lagos Channel 10. I am KG Busari Ahmed. With me on the program today is the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosha. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much.
We're talking about democracy program, so we're talking about politics and the rest of it. More so, this is time for it. Very soon, in about 56 days or thereabouts, Lagosians and Nigerians alike will be going to the polls to elect the leaders. Unfortunately, one of the contenders, the presidential candidate, this is the home state. What do we expect during this election? Let's start on the note.
Well, thank you for that question. This is the home state of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and then APC. We are very proud to have him as the one who is going to lead in that area, who's going to be the flag bearer the party because he's somebody who is worthy of that position, considering all he has done in Lagos. And he has said so that he's going to be campaigning on his own records. And people have seen his records in areas of education, in healthcare, in traffic management, in transportation, in roads, and so many other things that he has done. And he has been a pioneer of so many initiatives in Lagos that the whole world is seeing today. He has done a lot in placing Lagos on the pedestal of importance all over the world. Lagos is seen as the hope of the black man, and his contribution to this status for Lagos is not small at all. It's very big because all of the initiatives that he started that have blossomed today that all of us have seen around us. So Lagos is proud to have Asiwaju Tinubu as the one who is going to fly the flag of the party in the presidential election.
The giant stride he has taken in Lagos is no longer news to most people. But what is that quality that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has that other contenders do not have?
It is not just one quality. There are so many qualities that he has that I will not say others don't have. I know about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I do not want to talk about the others. In terms of being a cerebral, Asiwaju Tinubu is exceptional. I mean, an accountant, a financial guru, somebody is an administrator by excellence. You know, I think considering his background as an accountant, a treasurer, these are the qualities that Nigeria needs now. Somebody who can turn around the economy, and a man with a heart of a steel, who, whenever he wishes to do something, and he says he will do it, and he will do it. A man who is also very diligent. You can see details in whatever he's doing. He pays attention to details. So if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he's going to deal with insecurity in Nigeria, he means it. And here is a man who has planned ahead. He's not just coming on board just for the sake of it, like maybe some other candidates, because they see an opportunity to just jump on the train. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been planning this for ages. So it's not somebody who will get in there and begin to grope in the dark. No, it's somebody who already has a roadmap on how Nigeria can be taking of these problems that and challenges that we see here and there, challenges of development in a third country, which is not peculiar to only Nigeria. But Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a steady hand, is a strong hand, is a determined mind who says, if I want to go somewhere to do something, I mean it and I will do it. And he is so lucky that he has the kind of followership that believes in his leadership, a followership that is all over the country, a followership that is like cultural followership. People who believe in what he can do because they have seen it, they have felt it, they have experienced it. So if he is saying that he wants to turn Nigeria around, he wants to turn the economy around, he wants to turn the security situation around to the advantage of people, he wants to give our young people the opportunity to be at the table of decision making, I think he's going to do it. So these are the things that he has that I do not think others have in abundance.
Talking about the roadmap, you did mention something about roadmap. Some say that during his tenure, that some of his blueprints are being used at the federal level. So I wouldn't know. So I don't know if you would want to. So somebody said TSA, somebody said this. I don't know if you want to throw a light on that.
Well, I know personally that people who have run the issue at the federal level, they have, it's been our party, the APC, that has been there now in the past couple of years. And I know that one or two things that he may have suggested to them, that he has spoken about, they may have used to be able to get by, to where we are today. And I know that he is somebody who has international connection. People outside Nigeria, they consulted for him to be able to give his opinion about how to resolve some issues. And he has done that at the federal level too, asking him to give his opinion on certain issues and how the matters can be resolved. And he's been able to help resolve a lot of things, gave me suggestions. I remember even the amnesty program in the South that in the Niger Delta that has become so popular now. I remember that even before the federal government began to do it, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was discussing it as part of the solutions to the problems of the Niger Delta. And I would want to say that I think strongly that the federal government are taking that idea from me to be able to do it, and then to calm the nerves that we had at the Niger Delta at that time.
Though it is not Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is sitting right here now, he is the Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State. But we want to ask, because I'm sure you know much about this presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What is the party bringing to bear when it comes to the issue of security, knowing full well that that is the main issue in Nigeria today? What is it likely to bring?
Well, the party manifesto is out there, but I feel that security, in my own view, is not everything that you want to do about security that you begin to get on television and begin to talk about. But I know that even as a layman in that area, that Nigeria military, they have earned their epaulets, they have earned the kind of commendation that people are commending them, because the Nigerian military has been there for quite some time and they have done so well in overseas engagement, and they have done so well too. It's not every time that we find a military that has fought a civil war. Nigerian military has been a civil war. They are experienced. So whatever is going on now, I feel that like Asiwaju Tinubu has said, we need to recruit our military in terms of men and in terms of equipment. So I feel that if we do this and we encourage better training of our military, there is no mountain, no matter how high, especially talking about banditry, talking about terrorism, talking about all these
insurgency and
here and there that they cannot surmount. So I feel that with the right equipment, the right training, and more men in the military, I think we can have a safer environment.
Talking about, I'm aware that the incumbent governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is bidding to come back, come 2023. What are the things that he's done in the past that he thinks he should go back, his projects and the rest of it?
Yeah, first, I'd like to thank the Russians for the kind of support that they are giving Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Before he became governor, he had a clear vision of what he wanted to do. He brought the 6-point development team's agenda to show that he actually planned to be governor, to show that upon being governor, he will not just be groping in the dark. He had a clear vision, a clear road of where we like to go to. Team's agenda, CH10, is transport, the first pillar is transport and traffic management. And in transport and traffic management, Lagos has done a lot. We built, for example, we have done like 150 roads, and then we have a public works corporation that has done about 650 inner roads. And by the time he was coming in, we identified about 60 traffic gridlocks in Lagos, and of the 60, we have resolved about 41. About 13 are being restored as I speak, and then about 6 are on the drawing board. If you go to a place like Allen Avenue now, the junction improvement program ensure that we remove the roundabout that used to be there, and today you find a large expansive road, and then the kind of gridlock that we used to have there is no longer there. The same thing in Maryland, the same thing in Lekki, where we removed 2 roundabouts and expanded the road, and the traffic is free now.
That's quite a lot. But let's talk about the the dragon in Lagos itself, the heavy traffic. What is the state government doing? And also recently, I'm aware that some roads are being rehabilitated. So maybe that is why it is more than what it used to be before. What is the government
Well, I would not want to say that the Lagos traffic is much more than it used to be. Sort of our blue.
I think we're talking about that when we return. We want to have a short break, and when we return, we'll be back to the Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State, and that is talking about the person of Benga Omotosho. You're welcome back. And just before we went on that short break, we did talk about the presidential candidate of the APC having come from Lagos State. His achievement when he was governor. The governor of the state himself, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, his achievement in the past 4 years. And we're talking about, we're going to start to talk about the rail. Maybe can you let us know the impact the blue rail that is yet to be inaugurated is like?
The blue line for long years. But the red line was started by Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu on August 15, 2021, and it's going to be completed by Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu latest by the first quarter of next year. And
on that note, let's talk about it, because whether we like it or not, Lagos happened to be the commercial nerve center of the country, so to speak, commercial hub. I remember that a few years ago, there used to be this presidential team or committee that was inaugurated concerning the Apapa gridlock, and Lagos had so much to contribute. What is Lagos doing? We're talking about your transportation now to ease the affairs of people in the state. What are you doing towards that?
By the time we had that presidential committee, Apapa was really very bad, congested, stuffy, and a big headache. When Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu came in, because one of his electoral promises that he was going to ease a couple of his traffic congestion. And to the glory of God and doggedness of Mr. Governor, today if you go to Apapa, it's no longer what it used to be. From Ijora all the way down to the port, it's now very free. Every day Mr. Governor gets a video, and I get videos of what is going on that road. And I've had commendations from people who stay around Apapa to say that what they used to experience the pain is now gone. But if you take it from the Maitu side, it's still a bit tough, just because there's a massive road construction that is going on along that corridor. And as soon as that road construction is completed, I do not think Apapa will be experiencing the kind of headache it's having now from that side. So Apapa, to me, and to many Lagosians who live in that or work in that houses, is a promise made by Mr. Governor, and is a promise that has been kept. It's no longer as congested as it used to be. In fact, you can say categorically now that Apapa is free of that congestion.
Like elections will soon be coming, like we said. Lagos surely have riverine areas. I don't know what collaboration you have with because you did mention that you have increased the boats transportation in Lagos. So what impact is that going to have during the election, transportation of materials to this riverine area?
It's very sure that to go to the riverine areas, INEC will not have any problem at all. In the movement of its materials, the logistics aspect of it.
Despite the fact that they are very, very close to civilization, for instance, Ikodo area, better down there, so they're very close, but yet there's still need for the government of the day to look into the road rehabilitation there. What is the government doing about this?
Well, in that area, a few days ago we went to commission a network of 3 roads, and these roads are very, very long roads, and today people are clapping for Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu in that area. All of the places that you are talking about is in Alimosho, that is where they call Tinubu country. So a lot is going on there, and if you look at the whole place, it's a place that where we have had new housing projects, a place where we have had new roads that we have built and commissioned. It's a place where we have had new schools. And I feel that the people in that area, some of them who are saying that they have not enjoyed enough, well, if Lagos State government has not gotten to that particular areas that such people live in, you can be sure that the government is coming. Like I have said, Public Works Corporation has done 650 inner roads. There are about 10,000 roads in Lagos. You cannot fix everything at the same time. But the people in that area, majority of our party people are there, and they are very happy with what Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu is.
Thank you, sir. We may not have done justice to the viewers at home if we do not talk about stomach infrastructure, like it's been talked about elsewhere. I learned that there will be this rice mill that is coming up in Lagos State, because presently the price of rice is on the very high side. How would that impact on the masses? Just
the rice mill in Lagos State is in Imota, and very soon Mr. Governor is going to be inviting President Muhammadu Buhari to come and open the rice mill. And I tell you, it's going to have a change. First, it's going to make it the commodity available for people. They don't have to sweat and groan for them to be able to get it. As for the price, I cannot say what the price is going to look like now, because I don't think they have worked out the cost of bringing up a bag. I do not know what the consultants have done, but all I know is that the Ghanaians are going to have rice at their fingertips. Whenever they need it, it's going to be available for them.
Just one word before we go. What advice do you have for the electorate in Lagos State especially?
Then my advice is that they should, as they say in popular parlance now, follow the man wey sabi road. Because Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu has shown that whatever he has promised, he's been able to deliver. And the more is coming, when he's going to come on board the second time, he's going to deliver more.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Commissioner. We've been talking with the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Strategy in Lagos State, Benga Omotosho. And it's on that note, we'll be drawing the curtains of today's edition of the program. Good evening.
My name is Femi.
Amaraji, whose style of art is comparable to that of Juan Michel and Lee Ufan.